Welcome to Light It Up, a podcast about resilient women balancing motherhood, their careers, personal lives, and all of the challenges that come along with being a superwoman. Each week, you'll be motivated to take action to lead, inspire, transform, and empower. Now, here's your host, Dr. Aginah Musherah. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Light It Up. I am your host, Dr. Aginah Musherah. So excited about this episode because I have a very special guest. We go back several years. We're sort of like family, but I have Mrs. Amber Carroll, who is an entrepreneur. She is a self-taught candle maker, and her candles have various fragrances that are great for your home, your businesses, and vehicles, which is very important. So I want to welcome Amber to Light It Up. How are you today?
I am good. Thank you for having me.
No problem. I am so excited about your new business. I had an opportunity to get a couple of those wonderful baskets that you put together for Mother's Day. I wish I had mine available to show, but I've been using my candles. So, but why don't you tell us a little bit about how you decided to go into the candle making business?
Sure. I got started making candles during the pandemic. Just like everyone else, was just kind of going through different emotions, started to get a little depressed, seeing friends and family members pass. Some of them due to the pandemic, some just due to underlying health issues, but just being isolated in the house, it kind of started to wear on me. I just figured I needed to do something constructive. I need to channel that energy into something positive. And so one day I was just burning candles, like, this is so relaxing. And I
Mhm.
was like, you know what? I can do this. And so I started watching YouTube videos, ordering books on Amazon, and I just started making them, passing them out to friends, getting feedback. And that's pretty much how I got started.
You know, what's interesting, I actually just the previous episode had a business coach on, and we were talking about how so many people last year with the pandemic, decided to take that leap of faith and start their own business. So with you launching Carroll Candle Company, this was just based upon, trying to, I guess, find a way to relieve some of that anxiety and stress that you were dealing with, like so many of us dealt with during the pandemic. Did you think that it would grow as quickly as it did? Because you have been selling out quite a bit at different pop-up events and just all of the orders that you're getting. Did you envision that people were going to take to your business the way that they did?
Absolutely not. I mean, my mind was blown. I just knew it was something that got me through a tough situation, and I just kept doing it, and I enjoyed it,
Mhm.
and people started to I guess enjoy them as well. And so I had no idea. I had no idea it would go this great, but I'm grateful. Every day I'm grateful.
So now tell me about, so your focus is on soy candles.
Yes.
Okay. So why don't you talk about, for those of us who don't know, the difference between, I just love the way candles smell. For me, I really love lavender. It's very soothing and calming for me. So that's my go-to fragrance with almost anything. But can you talk about, the difference between, I guess, a regular, candle and soy candle, and what's why do most people, or why would someone prefer a soy candle over a different type of candle?
So I guess the organic candles will be your soys, your beeswax, coconut. A lot of the candles that you get from like a Bath and Body Works has paraffin. And so paraffin has been thought to have carcinogens and to just not be as healthy for you.
Okay.
So I like to tell people with the soy candles, you get a clean burn. So you'll notice that you don't get that buildup of black soot and staying in like your dressers or wherever you have your candle. Another thing that I really love about soy candles, and this is pretty much what helped to drive me to use soy candles versus soy wax versus the other waxes, is that it's a slow burn. So
Mhm.
you can light a soy candle and it's gonna go. You could maybe do like a 6 ounce candle, and it's gonna last for a long time. So that's what I like. You don't have to run out and buy one the next day. It's gonna last you a while. So I thought that was important.
So definitely the value that you're getting for the money that you're spending on the product. And that's very important. Now, in addition to the candles, what other products do you offer? I think you offer room sprays. What else do you have?
So I do room sprays, wax melts, which is basically like a candle without the wick.
Okay.
So you don't have to wait for the fragrance to travel. It's just going to melt in your warmer. I also do the room and linen sprays. I do the car diffusers. So those come in two options. You can hang them over your rear view mirror, or you can plug them into your vent. And then I also do room diffusers. And so that's the vessel with the oil and then the reeds.
Oh, okay. I need to order some more products then.
Definitely, definitely.
So how, I guess, with reaching your clientele, is it by word of mouth? Are you advertising? How do people find you and find out about your candles?
So I am on Instagram. I am on Facebook. I do have a website. A lot of it is word of mouth. I'm trying to get acclimated to advertising. I'm not a social media advertising just I'm that's not my area of expertise, but I'm trying to learn and build that knowledge. But a lot of word of mouth, a lot of posting on Facebook.
Mhm. What would you say has been the most exciting part of this journey as far as launching your business?
The most exciting thing is um, seeing how people really enjoy something that I created in my basement at home during a pandemic.
Mhm.
Well, two of my top selling fragrances are Island Girl and Summertime Shy.
Mhm.
And people go crazy over them. They're just like, this smells amazing. This is the best clean linen ever. This is just seeing how excited they are and how much they really love something that I poured into. That
Mhm.
that's the most exciting thing. Every time I get a review, I love it.
Now, how do you come up with the different fragrances? Like, what's your inspiration?
So a lot of the candles that I make are from um, childhood experiences or different relationships with family members, friends, things that make me happy. Like I said, it was during a pandemic, I was really going through things. So my summertime shy candle, it comes with a little story. So it reminds me of my grandmother who would hang her clothes up in the backyard. And so my cousins and I would run through the backyard, and that's my clean linen scent.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
that's summertime shy. And then I have another one, Grandma Bonnie's Bliss.
Mhm.
And Grandma Bonnie,
Yeah.
she was always in her garden, always cooking, always doing something. And one of her best things that one of her best crops was cucumbers.
Okay.
She would always make a salad with that, and so that's my cucumber melon fragrance. So a lot of them just it's an uplifting scent with
Mm-hmm.
an uplifting story. So
Okay. Okay. That's pretty cool. Now, who is helping you? I know this, one woman vision, but who's your partner in helping you maintain all of these orders and getting your products out?
so Henry, my husband, is pretty good about that. He is Mr. Carroll,
Mr.
so
Carroll. That's right. We got to give Mr. Carroll credit.
he definitely he had a lot to do it because without him, there wouldn't be Carroll Candle
Right.
Company. It would just be Amber Carroll Candle Company. But yeah, so he's very instrumental. He's very helpful. Sometimes he's sitting in the basement wafting fragrances like, what do you think about this one? What do you? So it's definitely a team effort. Definitely couldn't have done it without him.
Good. I mean, it's always great to have support of your loved ones, especially when you're embarking on this type of journey. Um, so to have that support, and because without his name, you wouldn't have Carroll Candle Company.
For sure.
So have you thought about how you can expand the business?
I have some preliminary things that I've been doing is talking to friends who have businesses.
Hmm.
One of my friends is pretty good with marketing, so she knows someone who has a store, and so now they're interested in getting some of my candles into their store. So just kind of baby steps. We just started like in January. I started selling, I think, the end of January, beginning of February online.
Okay.
So yeah, so just kind of networking and seeing what people are interested in and where I can um, sell some of my merchandise.
Got it. Now I did ask you about the most, exciting aspect and where you get your inspiration. What would you say has been the most challenging aspect of being a business owner?
The most challenging thing for me is advertising. Like I said, that's not my area of expertise. It's really out of my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
So just trying to get better with advertising and even, being independent and liking to do things myself, acknowledging that this is not my strong suit and
Mm-hmm.
looking for people who can come alongside and supplement where, I'm falling short or even taking over where I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah. And I can understand that as well. The marketing and advertising aspect, it definitely can be a challenge if that's not, your strong suit. But
Mhm.
what I am beginning to learn, because I will acknowledge I have a very difficult time with that as well. Sometimes social media can be a little overwhelming.
Mhm.
But what I am learning also is that, you know, you have to be able to talk yourself up as well, and utilizing those opportunities when they're available to talk about your product or say, hey, you know, have you considered using, this? Because I know we're really into, we talk a lot as women, and you're a mom, self care, for example.
Mhm.
And sometimes, people think of self care as, I don't know, getting their hair done or nails done or what have you. And I know for myself, I'm starting to find that for me, self care is like sitting down, reading a book, but
Mhm.
having my candle, burn, or, a diffuser, what have you, just because it's just relaxing, just creating this relaxing environment, because we have so many different stresses, day in and day out. So just having that environment where it's kind of peaceful and calming. Um, so I think that even if you kind of, promote your candles in that way, talk about it from a self care perspective, um, you know, people will definitely gravitate, um, towards it. But I am going to definitely talk about Carroll Candle Company because I love the scent. So I know I need to replenish my order.
I
So,
appreciate.
um, in terms of what you have going on, are you going to, go to any pop-up shops, or where can people, I know people can find you online, so you should definitely share your website. But do you have any plans for any festivals or anything where you will potentially be displaying and selling your products?
So I am always looking for a pop-up. Um, I usually do pop-ups on the south side of Chicago. So anytime there's a pop-up, I'll post it on my website,
Mhm.
on my Facebook page, on my Instagram page. Um, but as of now, I don't have any planned. But when I do, they will be posted online.
And what's your website address for
It's
folks?
www.carroll, Carroll, Candle Company, LLC.com.
Got it. Okay. And then social media, what's your handle?
So I am on Facebook is Carroll Candle Company. And then on Instagram, it's Carroll underscore candle underscore company.
Got it. Okay. Now, besides the candles, the wax, the air fresheners, or car air
Mhm.
fresheners, are there any other items that or accessories or anything that kind of go along with some of the candles that you sell?
Yes. So I sell dippers, snuffers, wick trimmers. And so wick trimmers, of course, are like the little scissors. You use those to cut your wick. And then
Mhm.
dippers and snuffers are just used to diffuse your candle, to just extinguish your candle. So one is simply like a cone, you stick it over and
Uh-huh.
the flame go out. And then with the dipper, it kind of looks like kind of has like a pick sort
Okay.
of in. You just use that to press the wick down into the pool of wax, and that's my favorite because you get the least amount of smoke with that, little to no smoke with that one.
Okay, so now let me ask you this, because clearly I am not sophisticated in my burning of my candles or anything like that. Did you know all of this like before you started making candles about having these different accessories that you use for the candles, or did you, through your research,
Through
learn
my
this?
research, I had no idea there was anything specifically for I just thought it was a candle, and I would just put the lid on, like, okay, it's gonna go out. But
Right.
I did
Okay.
learn. I learned from doing research, and that that's how I went to school, just
Okay.
learning, and yeah,
That's
practice.
I love when people who have a passion for something, or have some type of there's something that they like that brings them joy that they can then help others have the same type of experience. So I think that's also one very important key to entrepreneurship, as far as longevity and being successful, is making sure that you're doing something that you're passionate about, but then of course um, having the capacity to maintain
Absolutely.
is obviously key as well. Do you think, are there any other I don't know, areas where you see yourself kind of expanding with the candle company?
I would like to one day have my own Carroll Candle Company brick and mortar.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm thinking about that.
Okay.
So maybe one day you'll drive past a Carroll Candle Company store.
That would be great because everybody. rant and rave about that other, we won't name the other company. um and it's amazing to me how people like are on the lookout for the sales or what have you. So we're going to put that out there in the universe to manifest that you will have your brick and mortar, and that folks will be talking about your semi-annual sales as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
um, and then in terms of any inspiration for new fragrances or scents or anything like that, um, I know you mentioned earlier that, a lot of it comes from, different childhood memories and happy times and things of that nature. Now, you're a newlywed. You've been married for what, a year now? Almost?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay. All right. So now, what kind of scents do you have available for, like, I don't know, lovebirds, newlyweds, or something? You got anything special where you were inspired?
So I do have I have a scent called Boaz
Okay.
that, that is more of a manly fragrance, I guess.
Mhm, mhm.
So that one is marketed as if tall, dark, and handsome had a smell. So that's that one.
Okay.
Um, I am working on another one. I've done two that are like strawberry and champagne.
Okay.
So someone requested that because another candle store that shall remain nameless,
Uh-huh.
they used to make one, but they don't anymore. And so I made one, and she actually liked mine better. So
Okay.
we're working on that one. So that'll be
Ooh, you just gave me an idea because, and I never purchased that other company's candle. So I'm just gonna put that out there. But there is there's a lotion and spray
Mhm.
scent that I love that they have discontinued. And I think it would actually smell pretty good as a candle, but it's sea salt and lavender.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put that out there. I don't know, maybe you can name it after me or something, but
Okay.
if you if you can work your magic, and so do you take custom orders if you have clients who, may say, "Hey, how would, can you put together this set for me?" Do you do that?
So I do. That has been kind of word of mouth, but I'm
Okay.
trying to figure out how to work that into the website. But definitely, I do have contact information on there. So if
Okay.
someone says I'd like your $15 candle and these scents, I could work that out for them too.
Okay. All right. So then I'm going to go on the website, place the order, but you heard it here first, people. I'm putting in my special request for something with sea salt and lavender. Uh, but okay, so that's good to know. So I'm gonna probably be coming up with a couple of other scents that I
Okay.
may be I may be interested in. Um, so um, one other question that I have, just in terms of being an entrepreneur and being a wife, being a mom, how has that been, trying to balance um, everything?
It has been challenging at times, but I just put everybody to work. So if I am if I'm working my normal job, then I go downstairs and cook. If the food is cooking, then okay, I'm telling Henry, watch the food. Erica, come on, we're making candles. So I
Mhm.
just put everybody to work.
Okay. So everybody has a vested interest, which is great. And, that is another, just kind of referring back to the previous guest that I had, because Roderick Sims, he is a business coach. So he works with small business owners. And we were talking about the fact that when you go into business, depending on, if you're continuing to work your full-time job, your 9 to 5, and then you've got your 5 to 9, which is your business, that when you when there are other people involved, like if you have a spouse or if you have children, etc., and you have to make sure you have buy-in and support from those people, as well, because it's not just you.
Mhm.
um, how did you get the buy-in and support from Mr. Carroll and from your daughter? I would say for the daughter, you probably just said, hey, get on board. But how did you get his buy-in and support, just deciding that this is something that you wanted to do?
So when I told him that I was interested in making candles, he of course knew I had never made a candle a day in my life. So around Christmas time, he went and found like all these different candle sets and scents and dyes, and just bought them for me to just play around with.
Mhm.
And so he would just sit at the table. He didn't take It didn't take a lot to convince him. He was just kind of like, okay, you want to do this? Okay, here's the stuff. Go
Mhm.
ahead and get it done. And I was like, wait, come back. Like, can help me.
Right.
So he was pretty much like, if you want to do it, then fine, we'll do it. So
Okay.
he likes to refer to himself as a silent investor. So he's like,
Mhm.
okay, this is for your candle business. Just call me if you need me, but I'm gonna be in the backyard with my cigar. So
Okay. But that is excellent that you have that type of support. So I am very excited and happy, for you, that you have the type of support and that you were encouraged to do something that brought you joy. So that is wonderful, to know. What advice do you have, for those who may be tuning in, who, may be considering starting, a small business? What advice can you share?
do it. Don't be scared. If you have a passion for something, if you enjoy doing it, if you feel like you can't not do it, just do it. Don't worry about the what ifs. If you always look at what other people are doing and how many people are doing it, you'll never get it done.
Yeah, that's great advice. Because sometimes we can get off track. So you almost have to have blinders on where you remain focused on what the ultimate goal is for you and not concern yourself with what someone else is doing. So that's definitely, very good advice. So why don't you tell folks once again, where can they find you? Where can they order candles? And then how they can connect with you on social media?
You can find me at www.carrollcandlecompanylllc.com. I am on Facebook at Carroll Candle Company and on Instagram at Carroll underscore candle underscore company.
Perfect. And don't forget, you guys, if you want to place, your order, I'm gonna suggest the summertime shy. Um, well, in whatever other sense that you want, but I really, that's the one. But make sure that you go online, place your order, and be on the lookout to see where Amber Carroll is going to be at a pop-up shop, because you never know. And from what I've seen, you sell out very quickly at the pop-up shops.
Yes.
So you got to get there early if you want to make sure you get those products. So thank you so much, for coming in and sharing about your business. And, you are welcome to come back again and talk about any new fragrances that you may have available, or to share with us, what you're doing and what you're coming out with next. One thing that I just thought about, do you have, any type of, well, we can't think of any major, we had Mother's Day, Father's Day, but with the fall, almost around the corner, I don't know if there are, maybe, I don't know, some special packages or promotions you may have that would be coming up for the fall by chance?
So we are gonna do a fall sale, and
Okay.
that will feature some new fragrances.
Okay.
So of course there'll be limited time because they'll be just for the fall, and you can always make candles into a basket with the accessories as well. So that'll also be an option.
Right. Okay. And I see you've got your candles back there right behind you. So that's awesome. I really wish I had my basket. It was so pretty. But I do have, yeah, I've got pictures of it, but I wish I had it with me. But just even the packaging and the presentation was absolutely gorgeous. I know my mother for a long time kept hers wrapped up because she thought it was too cute to open. So even with the packaging with the gift baskets, I think you are doing just a wonderful job with that as well.
Thank
So keep up the good work. I'm very excited for you, and make sure you reach out to Amber and purchase some candles. So thank you so much for joining me today, Amber. Again, you have an open invitation to come back on Light It Up, and I wish you continued success with the business.
thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So, for those of you who are tuning in this week, of course, leave your comments, a review, share this episode with a friend, tell them to go out and support Amber Carroll of Carroll Candle Company, LLC, and like and share the podcast. And I will see you hopefully again here next week. So until next time, make sure that you continue to light it up and shine bright like a diamond. Thanks for joining me this week on Light It Up. Make sure you visit my website at www.lightituppodcast.com or www.aginahmuhammad.com. You can also find me on social media using the handle at LITE It Up Podcast. If you like what you've heard, please be sure to hit the subscribe button so you'll never miss a show. While you're at it, I'd appreciate a rating on iTunes, or you can simply tell a friend about the show. Be sure to tune in every Tuesday for a new episode. Until next time, light it up and shine bright like a diamond.